Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and call the next meeting to order. Roll call. At-large Cummins.
Still here.
At-large Poston.
Here.
Ward 1 Welker.
Here.
Ward 2 Helm.
Yes.
Ward 3 Johnston.
Here.
All right, please stand for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next on the agenda is approval of the agenda or any additions or changes necessary to the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Cummins, seconded by Welker.
Poston,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins.
Yep. Okay, next item is communications. This is the open communication section. If anybody would like to address the council, that was your time to do so. If you just please present to the podium and state your name and address. The only thing that was mentioned is on the agenda, Tiffany Maynard is not coming, but she wanted to mention her appreciation for the council and moving the alley project along behind doing that 3rd and 6th Street. No one? Okay. Then we will move on to the next item is proclamation for Keep Iowa Beautiful Month. And I will read the proclamation. So the proclamation states, whereas Iowa's communities and countryside provide the basis for making this a special and unique place to live, and whereas caring residents and citizens desire to build the pride and respect towards our communities, natural lands, and the environment, knowing that these are essential to the cultural and economic health and vitality of the state where we live, and whereas visitors to Iowa will respect and admire the communities and countryside that make us special, and whereas Iowa's towns and cities and their leaders recognize the importance of maintaining clean and attractive areas, and whereas Keep Iowa Beautiful, a state affiliate of Keep America Beautiful, works to build partnerships with government organizations, private companies, communities, counties, and volunteer or service groups statewide to conduct litter prevention, recycling, beautification, community and landscape enhancement, increase volunteerism, and waste minimization programs and projects. And whereas for more than 20 years, Keep Iowa Beautiful, its board of trustees and sponsors have combined leadership, creativity, insight, and expertise that continues to enhance the beauty and cleanliness of Iowa. Now, therefore, I, Tammy Gert, Mayor of Tipton, will encourage our city council, city staff, teachers, and all our citizens, young and old, to undertake personal and organizational efforts that will enhance the cleanliness, health, and beauty of our community and state. I do hereby proclaim April of 2024, Keep Iowa Beautiful Month. Any questions or any concerns about the proclamation? No. Okay. All right. Next thing on the agenda is the consent agenda. These are routine items that will be enacted by one motion without separate discussion unless a council member requests separate consideration. Approval of the council meeting minutes from March 18th, 2024. Approval of the development director's report of March of 2024. Library minutes, February 12th, 2024. Library director's reports, February 2024. Cemetery minutes, March 21st of 2024. Investment and treasurer's report, February 2024. Approval of the garbage exemption for Wild Angel Expressions at 403 Cedar Street. Approval of the chamber request to decorate the green space throughout the year for seasonal decorating contests. Additional funds for engineering for the industrial feeder project. Pay application number 11, replace Highway 38 South Street to Iowa 130, Triple B construction for $15,572.45. Pay application number 1, industrial circuit electrical construction project, Tri-City Electric Company of Iowa, $20,947.50. Housing rehab program, radon mitigation system test for Emmerich project at 612 West 9th Street with Mid-America Basement Systems in the amount of $2,205. Township contracts for EMS and fire services for Cass Township, Center Township, Fairfield Township, Red Oak Township, Rochester Township, and Springfield Township. And claims register, which includes claims paid under the current purchase policy. Any questions, concerns? Any of those need to be pulled out for discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Is that you?
Mhm.
Okay.
You're happy.
Yeah, I'm like, came from both ways. So motion by Johnson, seconded by Poston.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins.
Yeah.
Ashton.
Yes.
All right, next item on the agenda is the public hearing. The public hearing on the Housing Sustainability Exterior Housing Rehabilitation Project. Somebody want to make a motion to open the public hearing? Motion by Poston, seconded by Cummins.
Johnston,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Ashton,
Yes.
Helm.
Yes.
Okay, so I have to read this announcement. Right? Yeah, okay. So this is the 2021 Housing Sustainability Exterior Housing Rehabilitation Program status of funded activities, public hearing announcement. The funding of project activities and sources of funds. This project is funded by a community development block grant. The city was awarded a 2021 community development block grant for $237,000, $237,902. To date, $91,147 of the community development block grant allocation has been expended. B is explain how the need for these activities was identified. The city saw a need to offer assistance to low and moderate income homeowners to improve the exterior of their homes while preserving and stabilizing the city's housing. Initiating a citywide exterior housing rehabilitation program helps to upgrade the housing stock. Nature and status of the activities. The project involves the exterior rehabilitation of at least 6 owner-occupied single-family homes. There has been no change to the project beneficiaries as proposed in the application submitted to the state for funding. 4 projects have been closed out and 2 are under contract for construction. Announcements of the estimated portion of funds that will benefit low and moderate income persons. 100% of the federal funds will benefit low and moderate income persons. Announce where the activities are being conducted. The project is taking place citywide in residential neighborhoods. Announce plans to minimize displacement of persons and businesses resulting of funded activities. It will not be necessary to permanently displace any persons or businesses as a result of this program. And lastly, announce plans to assist persons actually displaced. During lead-based paint hazard reduction activities, assistance will be provided if temporary relocation is necessary.
Do you know what the income guideline is? Roughly.
I can get you that information if you leave me your email.
So you're just doing the 6 homes, but you still have some left over?
So that application process happened back in
Quite a while. I
Yep,
saw it in the paper.
Yep, so we're still working through those. And then, I don't know what the plan is after that, but we still have 2 houses left in that.
And what
application
about the
package.
leftover funds?
Yep, that's a good question. I don't know what, and it would be up to ECIA to help guide us in what they do, or Simmer and Corey, who's administering the funds.
So what? It would be up to
It would be up to the community development block grant is who's providing the funds. So it would be up to them to determine if we would open it back out for new applicants or how, since it's their funding.
That's to be determined?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
But you're welcome to email me and I can help you out.
We just went on retirement. So
Okay,
we'd probably qualify this year,
sure.
maybe not next year. 'Cause
Sure.
I'm not collecting yet.
Okay.
I'm kind of waiting.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious.
We can talk.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, it's different.
Mhm.
So I was just wondering about the income guidelines because of that, but it's not like we couldn't do it ourselves. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't.
Sure.
Truthfully, we
Yeah.
have.
You're welcome
Means.
to email me though. Yeah.
But I thought, hey,
Yeah, absolutely.
but the reason I'm asking, this, I didn't want to ask about number 12, I wanted to ask about this. So I was
Sure.
mistaken. Does your husband, is he still the inspector?
Mhm.
Okay. Does Tipton have codes they have to meet?
Mhm.
Building codes?
Mhm.
Okay. In writing?
Well, it's in the ordinance references
Or-
the, yeah, it references the international building and residential codes. Mhm.
And you have that somewhere here at City Hall?
Our ordinance is online
It's
on
online.
the City of Tipton website.
Figure out how to word this. So do you have to have a certificate of occupancy to habitate a building, a dwelling?
Yeah, I mean, when you like build a new home, you get a certificate of occupancy. It has to have a final
Or if
inspection.
it's not? No.
No, I mean, would be grandfathered in.
Uh,
But like new construction has to have a certificate of occupancy after a final inspection.
Only applies to new.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, if it's been remodeled, I mean, there's lots of different stipulations.
I know the city has it.
Yeah, I mean, depending if there was building permits or what kind of updating or construction that you have done, there's,
I haven't done anything yet. I know that the city had a problem with a property that was like derelict for 25, 35 years and finally got that resolved like last year, right?
Mhm, mhm,
So I like this program. I'm all for it.
mhm.
I'm happy to see it. But I'm sad that not enough people are utilizing it. You're not using the funds.
Mhm.
And like about choked when you read your proclamation about beautiful Iowa or
Mhm.
whatever, because I look out my window at a dump at what we call the shack.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, the owner of that will not avail themselves to these funds.
Mhm.
One gallon of paint in 8 years, that only covered one side of the property, but the windows are still all blown out, no? So that's why I ask about, you can't make someone fix up their house if they don't want to, basically, right?
Well, that's not necessarily true because there are property maintenance code. It's just a matter of enforcing them. And for
But you don't.
years, well, we are now.
We do.
And
We
it-
are.
We are.
We just can't talk about it.
And it's slow. It's through the legal system.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
takes time.
well, it's not everybody is compliant. And so when they get a letter that they are violating the property maintenance codes and then they don't fix their properties, then it becomes a legal issue. And then it just it takes that much longer to get things done.
Well, if it took 25 years for the house, I see.
Mhm.
Are you hopeful it will take less time in the future?
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't think that one on Cedar took 25.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
10,
We can't just kick
not
somebody
even.
out of their house.
Well,
Eight,
see,
maybe.
I don't even think that there's utilities.
It's been empty for a long time, the one on Cedar Street was, but yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and although there are cars around recently, I don't know that it's really being habit, that someone's living there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just strange. So, I don't want to know enough to go knock on the door. But, yeah, I would like to see it torn down or fixed up or use these funds you have left over for, fixing it up. It's quite a high insurance. It's bothered me for 8 years, but, I understand you can't make somebody do something if they don't want to. Even if you have great programs like zero interest funds available, if they don't want to avail themselves, of it, you can't do it. I understand.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was just wondering about the program.
Yeah, and so for sort of answer your question about occupancy, unless for a structure or a home that's already, whether
Well, this
it's
is all-
occupied or not occupied, unless somebody complains,
Oh, yeah.
we can't get
Well,
into the
I don't-
building.
I
We can't
don't
get into the
complain
house to
Then I get cut off
determine if
city
it's,
service.
we can't get into the property
Right.
to determine it livable unless somebody
I
complains.
still want the garbage, the leaf blower, that kind of thing. I don't want the city to lose my payment when he puts it in the box, So I was just happy about this program, but I wish something would happened with the place across. That's all. And then we're gonna maybe replace our roof. So it piqued my interest that way.
You can always email us and let us know what the address of the property of concern is.
Oh, it's 700 something. I think it's 710.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about, yeah. Mhm.
So I don't know. It's just, okay.
Mhm.
So it's hard for me when I hear your proclamation. Beautiful.
Mhm. Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
It's also hard because you are right. I mean, I think our house, our little house was assessed about high 90s, right around 100. And what do we pay for taxes? 900 something, twice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it went from like 96 or 98 to 139 in one jump. So you see the realization is setting in,
Mhm.
which makes it a little harder for me to grind my teeth when I look at that check. You know what I'm saying? Across from me. I'm paying more and more to live here for letting the eyesores, the problems, things that irritate you suddenly become a little more noticeable. You'll probably get the feedback from others, right? But I appreciate the guy who plows lemon. It's always nice, the first one done, because it's good. Appreciate my garbage picked up.
Yep.
So I understand they deserve a raise. I understand all that. But that's a big jump, 40,000. Okay, that's all.
Sure.
You're fine, you're
Yeah,
fine. This is why we're here. All right, any other comments? If not, need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Poston, seconded by Welker.
Johnston,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Poston, Helm,
Yes.
Okay, on to city business. First item is resolution number 040124A. Is the resolution setting the time and place for a public hearing for the purpose of soliciting written and oral comments on the city's proposed fiscal year 2024-2025 budget.
Yep, this is just gonna request to have that meeting on April 22nd at 5:30. It'll be in the paper this week. The official notice will be, and that's at that tax rate of 16.365, so.
Well,
Do it.
if that all goes through, how much more money will you guys have to? What will the budget go from to? I don't think it was, obviously, not almost 2 million.
Well, are you talking, because the
Dollars
budget
and
is,
cents, I think she's talking about.
Yeah, I am.
Is it
right,
gonna go from 20 million to 40 million?
You said it was about 22 million, the budget we had,
24.
24.
24,922,604, and our current is, our actual for FY '23, so that was in June, was 19,709,356. Our current is 24,774,756, so up,
We're talking
200.
over $200,000 more.
right?
Well, that doesn't go very far for the whole city, does it?
It sure doesn't.
Well, you should have told me. Okay. So maybe 200 or 250,000 more to play.
For, yeah, but that's
For
our
the
total
city to
budget.
use.
That's the total budget, right?
Right.
Expenses that the city has to operate within.
Okay, so you can't do a lot because you're gonna have expenses that go up, like insurances.
Yep,
right?
we
Property
planned for that.
casualty,
Yep.
Labor costs.
Right, yeah.
They
Well,
want to
that's-
raise, they give them a little bit.
And we budgeted for that.
So it isn't gonna go far.
Right, which is why we've had a lot of those conversations, because it is, and it's hard to predict, because you're predicting 6 months, you know,
And then you
At
have
minimum.
to kind of allow for the unknown.
which is also why we're allowed to do a budget amendment, because things like that will happen. So we will have to amend our budget to reallocate funding.
But by amendment, does that mean you get some more money?
No, that means we pull money from other funding sources that maybe we're not going to spend that year and move it to places where we do need it.
I see. All right, now I have to ask. I moved here 8 years ago,
Okay?
and I started attending meetings for a few months. We bought our house in January, but we didn't actually move until April. And I started attending meetings. And one gal, at that time, I clearly remember a meeting where on the minutes was the swimming pool. And a gal whose last name begins with S, and she knows you. She said that you were the first one who showed up at her house when her husband had a stroke. You know who I mean? Okay. I can't remember how to pronounce her last name, and I don't want to butcher it. So. Anyway, she was pretty brave, and she stood up and she said, you know, that is literally the money pit of Tipton. And you're spending, I'll never forget, she said you're spending $300,000 a year every year on that. And it's a pit, and it has a million problems, and maybe you should think about just fixing it. I took notice of that, being I was brand new, you know, in the community here. So it's like the more things change, the more they stay the same. You do spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on that pool. And I read in the paper, this last week's paper, that there was some beef about $150,000 in the budget. Depending on where you plop down the air exchanger, I don't know if it, that's what I call it, but I don't know what it's officially called.
Sure.
The ventilation system.
The dehumidification system.
You missed the standing room only we had that one night when we were,
Oh, I was here for that.
were you?
That's when you took away the people's snowflakes on the poles.
The what?
Oh, no,
No.
he's talking about more recently.
I was just talking about recently, when it got brought up in the paper, they thought we were closing the pool.
Oh,
We had the whole town here.
really? I
Didn't want
didn't
it
see
closed.
that. I guess that slipped my. Truth is, I've never set foot inside. Never availed it myself. Never will. So it was neither here nor there to me. But we actually took the time to drive to it just a few days ago to see. But when you pull up to it, there's a very large generator.
That goes up on
That's
top.
it.
That's our whole problem right now.
That's the,
Right,
that's,
I assumed that was
Yes.
the case, okay. The parking lot is all broken up around that.
Yep.
It's cracked up bad. And then there's that big modular thing, you know what I mean? That ventilation thing. I thought it was actually a generator, but it's something else. So is that what you're trying to figure out where to put?
correct.
And you would like it on the roof?
That's where.
That's 500K. But if you put it on the lawn, anywhere around the building, that's 150K less.
No,
It just depends on
77.
where we put it.
Yeah, this has been,
That's
this
what I
has been,
got
this
from
is,
that
this
article.
The gentleman that said 150,000 less didn't come to any of the engineering meetings, so.
Well, is it less?
I believe it was 77,000. Is
I
that
was gonna
correct?
say.
Less.
I believe it was 77,000
Yeah.
less to put it on the ground versus putting it on the roof.
And we haven't received the actual bid.
And
So my
that's
question
correct.
is,
We
why
don't,
aren't you
and
doing
that's
that?
just
we have been
projected.
going,
Why are we doing what?
this has been going on for a year now. We tried, we just can't get it done just now.
We're waiting for the bids to come in.
Yeah, that was just projected cost. That's not actual.
We could snap our
No,
finger,
but-
get it done tomorrow, we have it done.
Well, I don't care. That's not my,
We
I'm
haven't-
wondering why you don't put it, I
We're waiting
did see that there's picnic tables on one side, you know, in the pool, and there's only like 20 feet of run.
Right.
And then you're at parking lot. So that side I figured was not even an option. But you still have, but if I'm looking right at the building, you still have the left side. That
So
you
that-
could put it on the ground
That's
anywhere.
one of the options.
That's one of the options, but all the infrastructure for the pool goes underneath there, so we can't just set that.
Underground. That's where the
Yes.
water is.
Yeah,
That's
so you
the
just can't
pumps
set
and
it
all
there.
Oh,
So we've sat through these meetings.
So you
with
hesitate to
engineers.
say-
Originally, it was purchased for the roof. We were misled, and that's where it has to be structurally redone in order to put it on.
We're waiting for all the bids to come back for locations.
And then you'll decide.
Yep,
Yeah.
that we're trying to move as quickly as possible, so that's up and running.
I see. So you don't really want to put it over the water inlet to,
Well, no, that's not a good spot.
yeah, I can relate to that because I have water pipes on my property. But luckily, one or two city managers know they fix that problem for me.
All right, so circling back to our city business item here.
Okay.
We kind of got off topic, but, so we need to make a motion to approve the public hearing for next.
The public hearing.
Yeah, okay. So motion by Johnston,
Second?
seconded by Poston.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Poston,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
All right. Second item under city business is discussion and possible action concerning J&M's display fireworks agreement for July 4th.
This is just the official contract. David Bisbee came to one of your meetings and talked about it, and they set the rain date for July 20th. So this would be just approving the contract.
Motion.
Motion by Helm, seconded by Poston.
Cummins,
Yes.
Poston,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Welker.
Yes.
Okay, any next item on the agenda is reports from the mayor or any city council members, department heads. Lisa, you have something, Lisa?
It's not a report per se. Last Friday on Good Friday, there was a medical call and it came across as a person stopped breathing and Officer Adolph responded and he was there within like a minute and a half and he put the defib on the person. They received shock and CPR and they are doing okay in the hospital right now. So
awesome.
I've ordered a pin and the daughter has been giving us updates, but we will present him with that. But kind of cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's awesome.
awesome.
Good for him.
We don't get those very often because we don't get called in time sometimes. And Officer Adolph, if you know me, is pretty.
Yeah.
But so he was able to say something.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I was actually at the meeting when you guys got a great deal on those AED. You were offered to buy so many and a very reduced cost. I was glad to see they're paying off, I guess, the investment.
Absolutely. All right, any other council members, anything? I don't have anything. Do you have anything else? No? No? Okay. All right, that finishes the updates. So last item on the agenda is adjournment.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Welker, seconded by Helm.
Poston,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Welker,
Yes.
Cummins.
Yes.
All right, meeting adjourned.